You are listening to the Overthinker's Guide to Joy, episode 89. This is the one where I talk about inspiration that came from the Emmys. Let's dive in. This is a podcast for overthinkers, overdoers, and overachievers who are tired of feeling overanxious and just want to feel better. I'm your host, certified life coach, Jackie DeCrenis. Hey there, and welcome back. So they call this the award season in the entertainment industry. And although I have not attended an award show in probably 7 years, I have to admit, I still love watching them and just seeing what everybody wears. And I still love to see who everyone votes for. But like most people, my favorite part of all the award shows are actually the acceptance speeches. Whether it's the Emmys, the Tonys, the Golden Globes, or the Oscars, there is always one speech that memorably stands out from the others. Now, Oscar speeches tend to be the ones that are most remembered. It's not that often that Emmys or Tonys or Golden Globe acceptance speeches are quoted. But some of the famous ones over the years from the Oscars have been like Sally Field when she won her second Oscar for Best Actress in Places in the Heart. And she said, "The first time I didn't feel it, but this time I feel it. You like me. Right now, you really like me." And she was sort of mocked for that for years, and it's been quoted and requoted so many times. But it was an impactful speech at the time. And then there was Matthew McConaughey when he won for his role in Dallas Buyers Club. And he said he needed 3 things from life each day: one to look up to, one to look forward to, and one to chase. And then he identified those things as God was the one to look up to, his family was the one to look forward to, and it was himself in 10 years was the one to chase. And then, of course, he concluded his speech with his trademark, "All right, all right, all right." And then there was Robin Williams when he won his first and only Oscar for Good Will Hunting. And when he took the stage, he said, "This may be the one time that I'm speechless." And yes, the Oscar acceptance speeches tend to be more memorable, and they're coming up soon in March. But I think there was an Emmy acceptance speech this year that was so good and so motivated me to actually build this entire podcast around it. And that was from actress Niecy Nash, or actually Niecy Nash-Betts, because she's been recently married. Now, Niecy has almost 100 acting credits, mostly comedic, usually smaller character roles, but she always nails everything she does. But this was her first time winning an Emmy Award, and she won for Best Supporting Actress for a dramatic series, where she played a dramatic role in the Jeffrey Dahmer miniseries Monster. And after she took the stage and thanked the Academy and everyone who voted for her and her producers and her partner, she said, "I want to thank myself for believing in me and doing what they said I could not do." It was show-stopping and brilliant. And then she went on to say, "Go girl with your bad self." For me, this was just awesome. It was brave and it was brilliant and it was 100% the truth. And actually, it's the reminder that we kind of all need, which is why I'm doing an episode on Niecy Nash-Betts' acceptance speech. It's not about winning Emmys or Golden Globes or Oscars or Tonys, although that would be awesome too. It's about thanking ourselves for showing up to do the hard work, the mundane work, the grind, the tireless belief, and the hope, or clinging on to the hope, that anything is possible. But the problem is so many of us just simply don't have our own backs. We don't thank ourselves enough for showing up and doing what we do every day. And I don't care if it's just making your bed, or emptying the dishwasher, or just getting your kids to school on time, or biting your tongue when your boss is being a jerk, or when you made dinner for your family or your partner, or when you went for a walk when you didn't feel like it, or you made it to the gym 2 days in a row. We need to thank ourselves and remind ourselves that we're all winners when we show up. And part of being a winner is not just winning an award. It's really just showing up every day. And when you show up for yourself every day and prioritize yourself in a healthy way, then you can show up for others. And this reminded me of something a number of my clients and actually my friends are going through or struggling with. Look, there has been an onslaught of bad news on the news lately. But the truth is, there's always a lot of bad news in the world. This isn't the first time countries have had conflicts and wars have broken out. And it's not the first time innocent lives are lost as a result of that. And it's not the first time people have struggled with poverty or losing their homes because of natural disasters or losses of jobs. And it's not the first time we've had political divisiveness at the highest levels of our own government. History repeats itself and bad stuff does happen. But here's the thing. Good stuff happens too. And the thing is, what we forget, particularly if we're addicted to social media and watching the news, it's really easy to just take in the bad stuff and then become paralyzed by it. You may have listened to my last podcast on negativity bias. This is kind of the same thing, where we can perpetuate the bad by looking for the bad, that is, leaning into it. Or we can create more good by being curious and investigating all the goodness that is around us. And look, I'm not suggesting for 1 second that we stick our heads in the sand and ignore what's going on. And I'm not saying you shouldn't help wherever you can. But what I am saying is that by taking care of yourself first, you are doing the best thing for others. That is, the best you can do is to take care of your own health, your mind, your body, and then show up for your family, your friends, and your community. That's where we start. And that's how we make a difference. But I think what happens is we are so often paralyzed or demoralized by how big the problems of the world are. And then we think, well, I can't make a difference. I'm just one person. But we're not helping anybody by climbing down the rabbit hole with the bad news and allowing it to paralyze us. So when we show up and invest in ourselves for our well-being, physically, mentally, emotionally, we are helpful to others. And then we can offer our time, our skills, our minds, our money, or our platform to speak on behalf or negotiate for others who can't. Because everybody has a skill and everybody can make a difference by doing the best they can do. So I don't know if anyone can top Niecy Nash's acceptance speech at the Emmys this year. We'll see at the Oscars on March 10th. But for now, let's remember her 3 biggest takeaways. Don't stop believing in yourself. Don't forget to thank yourself. And go, girl, with your bad self. All right, friends, I want to wish you a great week and keep believing in you. Bye for now. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Overthinker's Guide to Joy. If you're enjoying these episodes, please subscribe or follow this podcast so you can always be in the know when the next episode drops. If you would like to learn more about working with me as a coach, you can connect with me through my website at JackieDeGrenis.com. That's JackieDeGrenis.com.